This right here is my 2007 Nissan 350Z, and I hate to admit it, but I've let this car sit and rot for the last 4 years. But today, all that changes because this is the start of bringing this neglected 350Z finally back to life and on the road again. I've owned this car for the last 3 years. During those 3 years, it wasn't always my car. Originally, when I first started buying and selling cars, this was actually my first ever flip that I posted online. I bought this car back in 2022 for $6,000, and I ended up selling it for $8,000. I sold it to a guy about 40 minutes away from me, and I would always see him at the car meets. Because of this car, we ended up becoming friends. When he owned the car, it definitely took a little bit of abusing. It was involved in a front-end accident with a Mustang at a car meet, leaving the bumper in rough condition and having to replace the fender. After this, he started experiencing problems while driving.
You give it gas and oh, you can hear it all coming out from here.
The car would have trouble accelerating and wouldn't go over a certain RPM. Nissan had quoted him and he needed a whole new engine for this 350Z.
We're going 20. It's not going any faster. You're gonna have to like feather it, and then it will slowly go up. Like I'm barely on the gas.
God, bro.
This is to the floor.
And it smells like pure fumes in here.
It's slowing down when I floor it.
What?
It's going slower.
So he wanted to get rid of it. I was the first person he offered the car to, and I bought it back for $2,000 thinking it needed an engine. Later on to find out, the engine was perfectly fine and it was just a clogged catalytic converter. Oh my God, bro, that's crazy. After buying the Z, I was still working towards getting my GTR. And after getting my GTR, the Z had kind of just fallen on the back burner for the last couple of years. That is until now, where we have the goal to fully restore this thing and bring it back to its former glory, but even better. So if you haven't, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned because we're gonna fully bring back this 350Z and make it a super crazy build. Now, over the past couple of years, I have completely neglected this car. I've let it sit, build rust, and who knows what else could be wrong with it. In today's video, we find out if the car will even start, some maintenance needed after sitting for 3 years, our future plans with this car, and we're doing a couple jobs I've never done before for the first time. You're gonna want to watch to the end. So without further ado, let me show you guys my 350Z. Before we get into this thing, we actually have to find the keys. I'm not too sure where I put them. They might be upstairs here in the mezzanine. There's a wasp. Oh my God, I got my shoes on too, this is bad. There's the keys. Don't mind the wallpaper, guys. I have to fix that, and the cups. Let's see if we can open this thing up here. We even got the Instagram tag, follow it if you guys haven't. Oh my gosh. Ew. Got a piece of gum on the seat. Ah, that's still good, what the fuck? When I said ew to opening this car, I'm sure you guys also agreed because look at this, man. It's an automatic 350Z. How stupid is that, man? I bought this car originally with an automatic trans because I didn't know how to drive manual back in the day. I feel like that's what plays a big part in me not really caring about this car. If I want to drive an automatic, why wouldn't I just drive the GTR that is way more fun? We're gonna need to manual swap it. This car's been left to sit for years. I wonder if it'll actually start up. There's no way, man. There's literally no way. No power at all. Okay, we're gonna have to jump it and hopefully that starts it up. What the hell was I thinking? Of course it's not gonna start up after years of not starting. We're definitely gonna need a booster, but let's talk about what I think it needs so far. In terms of what's wrong with this car, I don't exactly know mechanically. There's no lights on the dash. It definitely needs some brakes, but cosmetically, let me show you guys. Ever since it was hit, the bumper hasn't been the same and it's fully cracked. The fender is also not OEM and it has a huge dent in it. The clear coat on the headlights are peeling and little rust spots have formulated all over the car. Not to mention, it also was rear-ended and cracked the rear bumper too. We'll worry about that later. Let's see if we can get this thing started. Here we go. Will it start? No power at all. That battery is either extremely cooked or we're extremely cooked. We got power, we got power. Let's start it up. Oh shit! Why is it still going? What is going on, bro? Bruh. Oh my God, this is oh, it stopped. It shut up. We got it started, bro. Holy shit. Bro, that sounds like a healthy idle. Bro, it's doing it again. Bro, what is going on, man? I'm not stealing it, bro, I promise. There is one thing I'm noticing in this engine bay right now. Down there, it looks a little bit damp.
Now that we got it started, we have to take it for a drive, right?
Let's take it for a drive now and see if we can diagnose any issues in suspension. The worst thing that can happen to a car is letting it sit over years. Cars need to be driven to keep everything maintained properly, and they're meant to be driven at the end of the day. But let's see if we can hear it. Oh, wow, this wheel is tight. Is there no power steering going on, or this might not be a good idea to bring this car? This low-key loosening up a bit. Not sure if we have power steering at the moment. Well, the brakes are bad. Look at it, doesn't even go back to its original position. Oh, you got hella storage in here too.
It definitely needed a couple things. The steering was horrendous, but overall, not too bad.
Bro, this is so janky. The alignment is, if you can keep the wheel in its same position, then it'll be straight. So far, not terrible. Let's go grab some oil for it and do its first oil change in probably 4 years. Holy shit, look who pulled up. It's my twin, bro. Nice car, man. The other 350Z owner just looked in the interior, saw the automatic, and said, that's gay as fuck. Can't make that shit up, man. We definitely need to manual swap it. Maybe we should just steal his fender or his front bumper. Maybe his power steering rack as well.
You know what? Maybe I won't actually do that, and we'll save ourselves from going to jail today. Instead, we'll head to the local hardware store and grab some oil. I didn't realize there was a difference in oil filters. We needed the exact one. I wonder what would happen if you put the wrong oil filter on your car. But anyways, we picked up the oil and grabbed some power steering fluid as well, just in case we need it. And look at this GTR taking up all the space. Get the hell out of there. We gotta get the Z in here.
Well, now that we got in the shop, let's do an oil change and check underneath the car to see what could actually be going on with it. I was finally able to get the trunk to open. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, my golf clubs. OEM GTR steering wheel, my OEM BMW M3 front grille, a GTR headlight, and GTR taillights. I was wondering where these went. Maybe I can actually go golfing this summer.
To be honest, guys, the Z has really been just a storage unit for me for the last couple of years. Enough yapping, let's do the oil change.
Yo, chill. Yo, don't pick at it, bro. It's gonna start leaking. Oh my God, that's pretty cooked. We're gonna do the oil change first before Ethan gets too ahead of himself. Don't look anymore. Close your eyes, mister.
That right there is what 3-year oil looks like.
Actually, don't. I missed it fully.
Boom, we took off the filter, put a new one on, lowered the car, and we filled that shit with brand new oil.
The next thing we're gonna clean up on this car is the air intake filters. For the duration I've owned this Z, I've never cleaned them, so it's probably pretty bad.
Yep, these things were absolutely disgusting. They had a bunch of dirt, grease, and grime in between each of the filters. So you already know, to keep this motor running healthy, we had to clean it up. You start by spraying the cleaner throughout the whole filter. You let it sit and then rinse it underwater. I did this for both of them, let them dry, and then to finish it off, you're gonna wanna re-oil them. When an air filter is dirty, it restricts air, and modern engines rely on the correct air-to-fuel ratio to run properly. If you guys know my videos, Ethan always comes to inspect the car to make sure they're good, at least good enough.
The Ethan inspection going on here. Do as you please to this car. The steering's so cooked. Today when I drove it, it was pretty good.
Well, I can tell you what's cooked for free right here. Transmission pan's cooked, oil fan gasket sweating, the lower ball joint's torn, the boot.
Okay, so we need a lower ball joint. Brakes.
Actually, back here is pretty
No.
good, actually.
It's actually pretty clean back here. Yo, what the hell? It's actually pretty clean back here.
I mean, your dust shield's like seen better days.
What do you think of this exhaust? It's also leaking from up here somewhere. Oh, right
Maybe
here.
where the
Where there's no f***ing gasket.
I mean, this isn't even tight. The valve cover is definitely leaking. You can see it running down.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. Okay, bro, you're retarded.
You gotta make sure it's oil, man. Other than that, I mean, it's not horrible.
You heard the man, this thing ain't bad. Power steering seems to be full. I felt like the car was barely steering.
It's dirty, but...
Would that be causing it to steer rough? Like not barely steer? Yeah, these brakes have definitely seen better days, I imagine. If you guys are wondering what happened here, I put wheels that were too small in the car, drove it down the road, and it kind of messed up the caliper a little bit.
Yeah, these brakes were horrible, as expected when a car sits for that long. So in today's video, I'm gonna be doing brakes for my first time. I picked up a whole set of pads and rotors from my friend's work, gave me a discount, and I paid $350 for the whole set. For the first time ever, I'm doing brakes on a car. We got everything we need here, I hope. And as what anyone would do for their first time doing brakes, I pulled up my phone and...
Hey guys, Chris Fix here. Today I'm going to show you how to change out your brake rotors and brake pads.
Thank you, Chris, but I think I got this one myself. I started by hammering the brake pads to move them over to the side and push the pistons in. After that, I then hit the pins out that were holding the brake pads in. And here they are right here. Now I was able to pry out the brake pads. Oh, look at that, first brake pad out. And it wasn't too hard to get them out. I had to unbolt the caliper so I could take off the rotor. Out with the old and in with the new. Let's get it, man. Boom, slap that rotor in there and put the caliper back on and call it a day. Well, not actually, because we have to lube up the brake pads and then put them in, because without brake pads, I don't think we'd be stopping anywhere. I brushed the pins like a horse, then lubed it up and slapped it back in there. Look at that, my first ever time doing brakes was complete. I'm not gonna bore you guys and show you the same thing over and over again, so we did all the other brakes. Boom, 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 boom.
Now let's put the wheels back on and take it for a test drive with the new brakes. I bet it's gonna be so much better. Well, it probably took me about an hour and a half, which isn't even bad, but we got all the brakes done on the Z for the first time in probably 3-4 years.
After doing brakes, before driving, you have to pump your pedal or else you won't be able to brake at all.
Hopefully we pumped the brakes enough. If we didn't pump the brakes enough, then we're just not gonna have any brakes. Let's start her up. How did I do the brakes and now the car isn't starting? There we go, she's going.
Not sure how that's possible, but we'll just forget about it.
Oh my God. Brakes are working. The steering is still really tight. Look at this, it's so hard to turn the wheel and it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, bro, wow, the brakes are so good, man.
Another job complete all by myself. That is super satisfying.
I can't wait till this car is looking so much better, but before that, we have to make it look worse. Next thing we gotta do is take care of the fender and the front bumper.
I got it.
Bro, what are you doing? Bro, what are you doing? Yo, not like that, bro. What the fuck? Dude, yo. Okay, holy shit. Yeah, I think you... Dude.
Well, it looks like a regular 350Z.
Oh.
Like most of them look like this. I'm just making you fit it better, you know?
Okay. Yo, what the...
Don't worry, guys. I was gonna throw the parts out anyways.
Bro, what the f did you do? Wait, Loki, it's probably still in good condition. We could literally just detail it and throw it back on the car.
These bumpers are so hard to break.
I guess that's one way to discard old parts that you're not going to use anymore. Well, now we can't open the door. Nice one, man.
Now that's actually aerodynamic. You have better fitment now too.
Oh, true.
Instead of bringing the wheel closer to the fender, you bring the fender closer to the wheel.
Sometimes you have to do what you have to do if you don't have spacers.
Exactly.
That's one way to recycle something.
Oh no, the frame.
I was actually scared for a second.
Look at this, guys. Wow. Boom. Well, guys, the car looks a lot worse than how we started this video, unfortunately, but that's what you have to do. You have to make it look worse before it gets better. In next video, we're gonna get a new front bumper, fender, fix all the little rust spots, hopefully fix the steering issues, and then after that, we'll be able to start modding the car. So if you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe for lots more content on the Z, my GTR, all the rebuild clips we're gonna be doing. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great day as always. Peace.